Ladies, if you think men stop having deep desires as they age, you're mistaken. They may not always say it, but older men crave certain things in a woman, things that go far beyond looks. And I'm not talking about what they tell their golf buddies or say in polite conversation. I'm talking about what they really want, deep down. Stay with me until the end, because number 8 might just surprise you. And before we dive in, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like button. Subscribe and tell me in the comments, what do you think men truly want as they get older? Now, let's get into it. 1. Warmth and kindness. You'd be surprised how much older men crave a woman's warmth. And no, I'm not just talking about physical warmth, though a gentle touch or a welcoming hug can mean the world. I'm talking about emotional warmth, the kind that makes a man feel safe in your presence. You see, by the time a man reaches his later years, he's been through life's battles. He's had his share of stress, loss, and maybe even heartbreak. He's learned that life isn't always kind. And what he craves, deeply, is a woman who brings him a sense of comfort. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how a man softens when he's around someone who genuinely enjoys his company? When he feels like he can let his guard down? That's what warmth does. It makes him feel like he doesn't have to be strong all the time. It's the way you greet him with a smile instead of a sigh. It's the way you laugh at his jokes, even the ones you've heard 1,000 times. It's the way you listen to his stories like they matter, because to him, they do. Warmth is also in the small gestures. A hand on his arm when he's talking. A soft, "I'm proud of you," when he shares something meaningful. Or even just a look that says, "I see you, I appreciate you, I enjoy being around you." Men won't always ask for this. In fact, many don't even realize how much they need it. But when they find it in a woman, they don't let it go. Respect for who they are. Now, let's talk about something men don't always say out loud, but feel deeply: respect. And I don't mean the old-fashioned, "Yes, sir, whatever you say," kind of respect. I mean real respect, the kind that says, "I see your worth, I value your experiences, and I appreciate the man you've become." By the time a man reaches his later years, he's been shaped by everything he's been through, his successes, his failures, his lessons learned. But do you know what happens to a lot of older men? Society starts to overlook them. Think about it. Young men are admired for their ambition, their energy, their drive. But older men? They're often made to feel like their best years are behind them, and nothing stings more than feeling like you've become invisible. So when a woman truly sees a man, when she listens to his thoughts instead of dismissing them, when she asks his opinion instead of assuming she knows better, he feels valued. And that is something he craves. Respect also means letting him be who he is instead of trying to change him. Sure, he may have some old-fashioned habits. Maybe he still insists on using a flip phone or refuses to ask for directions. But instead of rolling your eyes, what if you appreciated those quirks? A man wants to feel like he's enough as he is, that he doesn't have to keep proving himself, that he doesn't have to fight for a place in your life, that you respect the life he's lived and the wisdom he's gained. Because when a woman gives a man that kind of respect, it's not just flattering, it's rare. And trust me, men notice. 3. A companion who understands him. You know what's funny? When men are young, they think they want excitement, drama, and mystery in a woman. But as they get older, do you know what they really crave? Understanding. Not someone who constantly challenges them or makes them prove their worth, but a woman who simply gets them. A woman who knows when to talk and when to just be. Because by the time a man reaches his later years, he's already done the proving. He's been through careers, raised kids, handled responsibilities, and carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. And now, he doesn't want to keep fighting to be understood. He just wants a woman who knows him, who appreciates his quirks, and who doesn't expect him to be something he's not. It's the little things that make a man feel understood. Like knowing he prefers his coffee black without asking. Like realizing that when he sits quietly, he's not upset. He's just thinking. Like recognizing the difference between when he needs advice and when he just needs you to listen. And let me tell you something else. Men crave a companion who enjoys the same simple pleasures they do. Maybe it's watching old westerns or listening to classic rock or sitting on the porch in the morning with a cup of coffee. It's the comfort of shared moments, of feeling at home with someone. A man doesn't need someone to complete him. He's already whole. What he wants is someone who fits with him, someone who makes life easier, not harder. Because by this stage in life, no man wants a relationship that feels like work. He wants one that feels like peace. A little bit of adventure. Now, don't get me wrong, most older men aren't looking to bungee jump off a bridge or backpack across Europe. But they do crave a woman who brings a little spark into their life. Because, here's the thing, as we get older, routines become comfortable. But comfort can turn into stagnation if we're not careful. And deep down, men don't want to feel like life is over. They want to feel like there's still excitement left, something to look forward to. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be wild and reckless, but a little spontaneity, that goes a long way. Maybe it's suggesting a last-minute road trip. Maybe it's trying a new type of food together. Maybe it's dancing in the living room to an old song just because. It's about keeping life interesting. Not in a dramatic, exhausting way, but in a way that reminds him that there's still joy to be had, still moments to be cherished, still fun to experience. And do you know what older men find incredibly attractive? A woman who still has her own passions. A woman who's curious, who's excited about something, whether it's gardening, painting, traveling, or learning new things. Because when a man sees that spark in you, it inspires him. A lot of men worry that as they age, they'll lose their sense of adventure, that life will become predictable and dull. But when they're with a woman who keeps things fresh, who surprises them now and then, who shows them that life is still worth exploring, that's the kind of woman who keeps a man engaged, excited, and deeply connected. 5. Affection that feels genuine. Let's be honest, men might not always say it, but they crave affection just as much as women do. They just don't always know how to ask for it. And as they get older, that need for affection doesn't go away. It grows. But here's the thing. It's not just about physical touch. It's about the feeling behind it. Men want affection that feels real, not forced. They want to feel wanted, not just tolerated. A soft touch on his arm when he's telling a they story. A squeeze of his hand when he's feeling unsure. A kiss on the cheek, just because. These small gestures tell a man, I see you, I appreciate you, I enjoy being close to you. And let me tell you, that feeling, it's something he secretly craves, whether he admits it or not, and don't think for a second that because a man is older, he no longer desires intimacy. In fact, it becomes even more important. But it's not just about passion, it's about connection. A man wants to feel like his presence excites you, like you want to hold him close. And I'm not just talking about physical affection. Even something as simple as calling him handsome or complimenting him on how good he looks in a certain shirt can make him feel seen. Because at the end of the day, men, just like women, need to feel loved. And while they might not always say it out loud, when they receive genuine affection, it touches them in ways they won't forget. A woman who brings positivity into his life. By the time a man reaches his later years, he's been through his fair share of hardships. He's lost people, faced disappointments, and realized that life doesn't always go as planned. And you know what he doesn't want? More negativity. Men secretly crave a woman who brings light into their life. Someone who laughs easily, who doesn't dwell on the past, who finds reasons to be grateful. Because nothing is more draining than being around constant complaints, resentment, or bitterness. Now, that doesn't mean life is always sunshine and roses. We all have bad days. But men notice when a woman chooses to focus on the good, when she can smile even in tough times, when she brings hope instead of gloom. It's the difference between saying, "We're getting old, everything hurts," and saying, "We're lucky to still be here. We've got so much life left to enjoy." A man wants a woman who lifts him up, not one who pulls him down. Someone who encourages him, who reminds him of the good in life, who makes even the ordinary moments feel special. And do you know what's truly attractive to an older man? A woman who can find joy in the little things. A beautiful sunset, a great cup of coffee, a shared joke. Because at this stage in life, those little moments, they mean everything. So if a woman can bring warmth, laughter, and a little bit of optimism into his world, she'll be someone he never wants to let go of. 7. Respect for his independence. One of the biggest misconceptions about older men is that they need to be taken care of all the time. And sure, while everyone appreciates a little extra kindness and support, do you know what men secretly crave? Even more: independence. By this stage in life, a man has spent decades making his own decisions. He's built a career, raised a family, handled finances, and navigated countless challenges. He's used to being in control of his own world, and while he may not be as fast or as strong as he once was, one thing he never wants to feel is helpless. That's why men are drawn to women who respect their independence, who recognize that just because he's older doesn't mean he wants to be babied. He wants a woman who supports him, not one who takes over his life. For example, if he struggles to open a jar, he doesn't want you rushing in to do it for him. He wants you to offer, but let him try first. If he forgets something, he doesn't need to be scolded. He wants patience, not a reminder that he's getting older. And here's something many women don't realize. Older men still have dreams, goals, and things they want to do. Maybe it's finishing a project in the garage, maybe it's traveling somewhere new, or maybe it's just keeping up with a hobby he's always loved. A man doesn't want to feel like his life is over. He wants a partner who encourages him to keep living. So if you're a woman who lets a man be himself, who doesn't try to control him, who doesn't make him feel like he's losing his sense of self, you'll be someone he deeply respects. And trust me, when a man feels respected, he gives that same respect right back in ways that will make your relationship even stronger. A sense of security and loyalty. At this stage in my life, men don't want to play games. They're not looking for drama, competition, or uncertainty. What they secretly crave is security. The feeling of knowing that the woman they're with is truly by their side, no matter what. Because by the time a man reaches his later years, he's likely experienced heartbreak, loss, and even betrayal. He knows what it's like to be let down. And now, he wants to feel safe with someone. That doesn't just mean physical safety, it means emotional security. He wants to know that he can trust you, that he doesn't have to second-guess your intentions, that he can relax in your presence without fear of being judged or left behind. And let me tell you, when a man finds a woman who is loyal, it means everything to him. A woman who doesn't flirt with other men for attention. A woman who doesn't make him feel replaceable. A woman who reassures him in small ways that he is valued and chosen every single day. Loyalty isn't just about faithfulness. In a romantic sense, it's about having his back. It's standing up for him when others criticize. It's believing in him even when he doubts himself. It's showing up when it matters. Because the truth is, older men don't care about perfection. They don't need a supermodel or someone who has all the answers. What they do need, what they secretly crave, is a woman who makes them feel safe, respected, and deeply valued. When a man finds that kind of woman, he will cherish her in a way that few men ever do. So ladies, there. You have it. 8 things older men secretly crave from women like us. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and tell me in the comments, which of these surprised you the most? And if you want even more insights, sign up for my Savvy Senior newsletter. It's completely free, and I share even more wisdom about aging, relationships, and living your best life. The link is in the description. Until next time, take care and stay savvy.